All right, hey guys, what is up? It is Bibzuda back here once again on the Outlast trials, and today we are going to be kicking off my coverage of the Under Surveillance event Part 2 here. We only have a week left for this event, but I was a little bit preoccupied with my escalation live stream, so I wasn't able to get it out until now. If you missed it, I did a little summary video of that, where I talked about how far we got and a couple of the things that occurred. Unfortunately, the VOD is not available because YouTube deletes VODs that are over 12 hours, as I have now unfortunately learned. But I'm probably going to be doing a little bit more streaming as we go forward here. And I also created my Twitch and everything so I can stream to both. If you prefer being on Twitch, then that should be available if you're interested in following on there. But either way, I'm still, as always, going to be doing these normal videos where I cover the events and weeklies and also the patch review and everything just the same as always. So yeah, we do have a new patch coming in 7 days. Well, I guess today is Monday, so it'll be next Tuesday that we actually get the patch. But really looking forward to that and be on the lookout for my coverage of that. But anyways, without further ado, let's jump into the list of trials here. And let me check my camera position. Yeah, I'll just move it over here for now while we look at these. Of course, I'm still a little bit new to using the webcam, so bear with me in that respect. If you haven't seen before, we seem to have gotten the approval of the community to go ahead and continue using this. Seems people would like that. And yeah, I got it for the stream, and we're going to bring it over to the normal content here. But anyways, this is the trial list we're up against. I was just running some trials yesterday for a couple of tasks and things like that, but we're going to be on psychosurgery as usual. We have killed the snitch, grind the bad apples, cleanse the orphans, kidnap the mistress, stash contraband, teach the police officer, escape the courthouse, deface the firemen, and vindicate the guilty as our 9 trials. We got the front-loaded first 3 being the main trials. Kill the snitch will actually complete the anniversary event tasks for me, just because it was not available during my escalation run due to, I guess there's a bug with it, but we should be okay to get it done here. Similarly, Kidnap the Mistress was also not available, so going to be enjoyable to be able to do that again. As for all of the other trials, I don't know about some of the main ones like these 3, but and maybe not for Teach the Police Officer, although there was a few things. But either way, I definitely learned a lot during my escalation stream, and there's several things, especially one for Escape the Courthouse, which is, in my opinion, very nice to know. And these are things that I just didn't know before. So I'm going to try and make the videos, at least for this event, a little bit more educational in that respect for people who are interested in maybe leveling up their game in some way. Because, yeah, I thought that there was quite a few things in there that I didn't know before, and it was a good learning experience. Just doing all the trials so many times, and yeah, that'll hopefully help you guys out. So we're going to be jumping in to kill the snitch first off of here. Of course, we are still up against these surveillance cameras as usual. Those things will be all around the trial with their red searchlight and will deliver a painful shock if you are spotted by them for too long. Then we do have 2 secondary objectives. Locate the broadcast is the same TV, although Amelia now talks about the escape, which is cool. And then the schematics have changed from blue to white, and they now show an escape plan as opposed to the actual schematics of the terminal that we were finding before. So nicely changed to theme, around the theme of the escape being available now. And then there's just increased threat to psychosurgery and unreliable doors. So not the most complicated set of variators, but still going to be pretty difficult, especially those surveillance cameras. Got to keep an eye out for those things searching around, and can disable them with bricks and stuff. Going to be bringing blind for this trial, and actually going to try out Lockbreaker. I have heard it is actually quite strong, given you can get Wrigley chargers with it. But not only that, there is also a task that is under the Distract Them for part 2 of the event, which is break 3 locks using bricks. So I'm going to bring the Lockbreaker at least here to see how it goes. And then I'll probably be bringing the Jammer rig for future trials in this event to work on getting this other task done. But yeah, either way, I'll see you guys when we get there to kill the snitch. All right, we've arrived at the trial. I think top right is best for in trial, and then bottom left for sleep room, but I'm not too sure exactly Again, still getting used to this camera position and everything all like that, but let's get into some good old Kill the Snitch. Again, been a little bit since I did this one, since we didn't have an escalation. Oh god, where are you? Oh wow, that was lucky. I just barely heard that. Yeah, gotta remember about that if we come back out this way. Maybe I should have spent a little more time outside looking for... Jesus, we are dodging some early demerits here for sure. There's a screamer in one of those, or a jumper, sorry, in one of those lockers. Lockpicks, not useful to me. Honestly, seeing 3 inventory slots is a little bit strange. Why is this screamer having problems right now? Can we chill? Who's that knocking on my door? That's me? Yeah. Oh shit, we're kind of doomed here, no? That's fine. This actually turns out it's okay. Ooh, do not screamer. Okay, worked out okay. You know, I wouldn't call that my smoothest start, but we got out of it somehow. But yeah, after so much escalation, I'm honestly a little more used to having 4 inventory slots, because Ultra in escalation doesn't actually take away an inventory slot, like Psychosurgery does here. And also it doesn't have the extended rig cooldown either, so I'm much more used to having that available to me. Let's say hi to Coil, see how he's doing. Hi Coil. How you doing? They knew what I wanted to ask. How is he doing? Alright. This is rarely boarded up, but I guess today... Oh yeah, there's... And I have already failed my normal strategy of running to the Snitch immediately. I think I'll want to take this one out. Hey mama, how you doing? Yeah. There's a window here that we can avail ourselves of. That will probably help us out. And then just get this thing, because even just getting spotted for a moment by these things is a demerit on your report, so you gotta be careful. And I do have to kind of adjust my playstyle back. I mean, 200 straight trials of essentially YOLO sending it. And I saw the revive pills in the case back there, and there's some more right there. I mean, in escalation you get 1 per trial, but it's like, ooh, yummy pills. Oh shit. Oh my god, that was close to spotting me for sure. Yeah, I am so not like locked into the A+ mindset right now. It's actually kind of strange. We don't have any bricks that I've seen yet, but I would like to start leveraging the lock breaker. Although honestly probably more actively relevant when you have stun, since blind is more strategical. Although in Psychosurgery, I mean, again, rig rechargers also have a huge increase in value. Who heard that? I am more used to escalation currently, and in escalation I really didn't value rig rechargers all that highly. Wow, I haven't had this generator spawn in a long time. Let's get these flips switched. You know what I mean? Okay, that worked out nicely. Mostly because I misclicked on the one I tried to hit. Oh, that's the fan we're hearing. What's up, dog? How are you today? Alright. Trying to be a little bit slower here. Ooh, that is nice. So let's see how this even works then. Bam! Okay, it's just that easy, folks. You just smash the lock right off and get yourself a rig recharger. So that is lock breaker. I guess bricks are higher value because of that easily. Let's check if secret room is here. Otherwise, we're just looking for fuel. And I'm not gonna lie, I might need to take another day after this video to rest my voice. I'm still having a bit of scratchy throat issues, even though I mostly didn't do much yesterday, except make that video for reviewing the escalation stats and everything, my thoughts. Ooh, do not lure that guy over here. We want him as far away as possible. Although, given our current state of brick plus recharger, I could actually just put down a blind here to get us through this part. Whenever we're obviously starting the actual generator. No schematics yet. Schematics, a notoriously difficult secondary objective. I normally would have just ignored them in escalation, especially once I passed my full loadout being acquired. Oh, is this stupid? No, we're fine. Oil was maybe far away or something, I don't know. But we were able to get out. And now we have a brick as well, so we can get this rig recharger. I know we just used ours, but... oh shit, that's kind of annoying. Someone's coming out right here. Maybe I'll just jump in here, not gonna lie. And then, well, I mean, he shouldn't come this way. There's like nothing down here, so... yeah, he's probably gonna go the other way. And we want to get under the garage here to trap our good friend the giant. If at all possible. Leave us alone, crackhead. We don't want your we don't want what you're selling. And yeah, we can trap the giant up in here. Ah, here's one of our schematics as well. Yeah, one of the cool little techs that you can do on this trial and this trial only is trap an X-Pop, or several, if you are so inclined. You can trap them in the... excuse me, I'd like to come in here. Trap them in this little side area where there's no insertion gates, so they can't leave, they can't escape. Now, what I don't want to have happen is have the pitcher. And that is what is happening. So I'm going to go ahead and leave, I guess I would say. Oh, interesting. Find the key. Wait. Is that different, or am I tripping? Also, we have this new tech, I guess you would say, that I learned about on my stream, where if you're crouching and you jump, you don't make noise, and it's pretty fast. Especially compared to just crouch walking, even with incognito, which I do have on. This will get you places pretty fast. Yeah, the door is open, and I haven't looked at the TV yet. I swear you used to have to open, or... shit. Oh, is that... okay, this works out then. I swear you used to have to... wow, the increased speed is really noticeable in this case. Usually I had to wait for them for a while to get down the hallway. Oh no. Oh god. Yeah, this is what I was afraid of. Sometimes they forget about you when you've gone through here. Wait for the mine to go off. Oh hey, that's a weekly therapy task. Get me over here. Blind is better technically, although you can still do it with stun. Blind does give you that smoke to further obscure your escape attempt. And now we won't have to deal with her for the rest of the trial. Hopefully the picture is gone. Yeah, I swear you used to have to look at the TV and get the clue before the red bars would go away from the door. I don't know if that's true or I'm making things up, but could be another one of those small tweaks that you can randomly sometimes notice that they make. Of course, still want to be on the lookout for the TV broadcast for that secondary. Oh shoot. No, that might have not been for long enough. I don't know. We'll keep an... oh, no. We'll keep an eye out on the report at the end if that... okay, there's no reason to wait here and push this guy. Let's just keep going. We just can get all the keys and then start collecting them. Yeah, I definitely need to slow down a little bit. I think pretty much best practice is get rid of every camera you see. Wow. Mistake. Similarly, glass... wow. That was unfortunate. Glass I was also fairly uncaring about. In escalation I would just run over it with reckless abandon unless I had sharp glass variator. And cans as well. I think I had like 500 plus sound traps on my report at the end. So definitely not ideal for getting back into the A+ groove, but hopefully we can make up for that. Okay, no secret room there. Maybe it's in the back, or interrogation, or administration. Those are some of the many options. It is not back there. Yeah, I'll get rid of the camera, even though I'm not necessarily going to be going back here. Probably just better to be safe. There's another one in here that I just saw. Now we got some evidence. I did, of course, read the new evidence that we had from the event, the escape event patch and everything. There's some interesting ones in there, particularly something of an addition to explain why we can go through the shuttle and out somewhere else without Murkoff immediately noticing, like you do during the escape. There was a little additional note. Oh, I thought I should have known about that. But there's a little additional note added to one of the evidences that detailed some advisements from the Murkoff management for individuals to avoid, or there's an observational blackout period, I think is the exact wording, on the shuttle transportation segments due to issues where employees or the guards were getting side effects from the psychosis gas that is used on you during the transport. They were getting, like, you know, secondhand psychosis almost, if that makes any sense, and some of them were not handling it very well, so they approved that, and that is why we can. Oh, Machete Man said, "This is my door picture." Yeah, so that was kind of cool, and then we saw more about Easterman. They finally broke into his office to extract him, and they've got him sort of chained up. Apparently he was naked, covered in excrement, and maybe, I think it also said blood. So he was not in a great state, but it now appears that he, at least according to himself, is feeling better. And wants to be released. He's currently, at least in the documents we have now, being held for his own protection and the protection of others, I guess, and cared for. So, very curious to see what will happen with him next. Is he going to continue running the facility somehow, or is someone like, I don't know, I feel I have a hard time seeing Easterman going away, but because of how integral he is to, you know, the transportation, everything. But I guess someone else could take over for that role. They talked about Clyde Perry continuing the search for Amelia, and if he was able to find her, there would be, like, you know, big rewards for him in terms of, you know, standing with the company and with Murkoff and everything. We do have the secret room here. This guy's being a bit annoying. I'd like him to go back to the evidence area. But yeah, that's all pretty awesome and interesting. So I'm sure with the Season 3 patch, we'll get some new evidence that will take us further down this storyline. So that should be very exciting. And I what else did I... Is there anything else I wanted to mention? Oh yeah, it seems like they're going to be trying to pin all of the blame for this, because it was mentioned that Murkoff doesn't mind a little mess. They're just going to want someone to take the blame, or someone's head on a stake or something. I don't remember the specific wording, but it was something like that. And it looks like they're going to try and pin it all on Scarfiotti, who was the one who basically built and designed the whole place, you know, the trial environments and the infrastructure, I believe. So that's interesting. I'm sure. I think his name is Moses Scarfiotti. I'm sure he won't go down without a fight, or maybe not. I mean, I don't know. We'll see though. We'll see where the plot leads there. That is one of our keys. Give me a moment here. I do need to. Yeah. I didn't really have any issues with scratchy voice or any coughing like that during the stream, so hopefully I'm not getting actually physically sick. Hopefully it's you know, my voice was like, okay, you're finally done streaming, time to give up, or something like that. I don't know. But I will be sure to cover the rest of the event as soon as possible. We've got the second schematic there. Somehow we've already gotten 2 of them. Obviously all the boosters from the secret room are going to help us out getting things done here. We just need one more key, which is the crown. And that is not here. Should be somewhere here in administration. Should the pattern hold, which I see no reason why it wouldn't. 2 rig recharges is already almost too many, so I'm definitely not going to be looking to utilize Lockbreaker at the moment, although I do only need 1 more usage of it to complete the task. Yeah, this increased speed is very noticeable, I gotta say. I'm not sure if I paid too much attention to it on the first part of this event, but I mean, you can definitely see this buff in action. They are on your cheeks quite aggressively. That is fire. I'm trying to lose this guy. Maybe that will help. It looks like he might be interested in that. He didn't know exactly where I was. He was just kind of trying to follow my sounds. Look at that. We got all the schematics. And if he starts walking over here, I'll put this down, but I just started pre-placing it to test. If he was going to walk over... Ooh, that is an annoyingly placed... Oh, it's actually facing that way. So we can kind of sneak by this. They do have blind spots underneath them that can let you, in situations like this, get past... I heard the TV, I think. Where is our key, though? Maybe in the connecting room? Over here? In here? Ooh, nice. That'll help us out against that. No, it's not in here either. Oh, it could be in the, what is that called? The cafeteria or something, right? Doesn't really look like a cafeteria. It's pretty small. But yeah, that's what it's called. Not in here either, really. I thought that it would definitely be in here. I guess it could still be in, like... the infirmary, maybe? I don't know where else I would look. Usually I try to abide by the 3 sectors rule, where there's 1 key in each sector. 1 of them is around administration, 1 around the outside area, and 1 around the evidence area, although they, again, as I always say, sometimes overlap and the rule does not always hold true, but that's usually the case for outside and evidence. Almost always there is 1 over here on admin side somewhere. Maybe it's in here. Give me just a moment to cough loudly again here. Yeah, definitely going to be a 1 and done for today, unfortunately. Yeah, we can use the crouch hopping technique to move around a little quicker. I never check these rooms because I've never had a key in them, so I don't think I'm too concerned. Let's get rid of this camera. Hey, I mean, I guess maybe I've been wrong all along. Could be in this room. I didn't... Where did my brick go? Is it in here? Landed in the little thing. Did I miss it in here somehow? There was a corpse, but it was not the crown, it was fire. Not the quickest performance here in finding the keys. I'm showing my... who's this? Oh, honestly, I barely remember this even being a spot. Okay, so yeah, this is a... I think that's a pretty rare one. I haven't had that often. But there we have it. Final key. Gotta remember that spot, I guess. That's like one of the few that's kind of outside. Maybe the only one that's like outside where the track is. I mean, there's can be one over there on the table. But that's pretty far removed, you know, from the actual track. So that is quite surprising. Because, like, there's none out in this hall. There can be some in the room there, but that's, again, somewhat separated. Interesting. But that sort of falls under the same realm as the cafeteria, you know. So that will count for that. Of course, we don't have to worry too much about anybody for the most part. Sometimes the X-Pop and evidence will come out here to the track, but not very commonly. Not going to start this just yet. I'd like to go grab that TV just to have that done as well, which should have been over in administration. Hey, we'll take this. Why not? Get us over there a little bit quicker. Something I kind of had forgotten a bit since I rarely use adrenaline. Wow. Is that it actually does make you faster. It's not just infinite stamina. You're like a decent amount faster with it. That's pretty annoying. And with the obviously increased speed of these X-Pops, you might want to be utilizing that more. Did I not? Maybe I didn't hear the TV. Yeah. You do not need opened. Maybe I just heard some noises in the in this room that were like, you know, standard beeps and boops or whatever. Okay, well, you do only need one secondary objective to get that A+ grade, so I will neglect the TV. And maybe, you know, if we accidentally stumble upon it somehow at the ending here, I will still grab it, of course, but yeah, maybe somewhere. I'm still kind of looking for it. I don't know, just double checking if I missed it in any of these obvious spots. Could maybe be outside in the back. I have to check now that I said that. I mean, don't I? But also could be in any number of places in the basement that I didn't go to. And hey, we can just do this at least to get that task done for Amelia. And have a full inventory of rig rechargers here. Which is pretty funny. Ooh, we did end up setting him off, but yeah. So this is, I'm going to use my, oh, well, maybe I will wait a moment here. This has been my strategy. I mean, I developed this all the way back at the beginning of the game when it first came out. Back when blind was king and the deploy time was 1.5 seconds. You could just drop a blind at, you know, when you got spotted, you could drop a blind and you would get it down before they got, oh, he actually touched me. But yeah, obviously it's not that good anymore, but more strategic and fits better with its theme, I think, and has a better niche. And I always like to show this off whenever I can because it's cool to use other rigs, and I'm looking forward to using the jammer, especially on this event, for the upcoming MKs and other things. Yeah, you put it down. Rig recharge. Ooh, I had to reset it, which was unfortunate. Wait for coil to hit it as you're placing another one. And you jump on this and you hold down left click. Only problem with this strat is if you didn't trap the giant, he could come through this door behind you and give you a good smacking. But if you did, you have nothing to fear, and you will get this done before coil can get you. And that is all the anniversary tasks completed for me, which is pretty cool. Some cool cosmetics available from those anniversary tasks. I'm just gonna, actually looks like we can just run straight out for free here, since the giant was in such a convenient spot. And let's just place this down in case. Oh, good thing we started it, because we are gonna need it. Boom. And we don't even have to wait for our mine to rearm. And we don't even need it, but we can place yet another. Plenty of blinds to go around. And that should be the A+. Let's see if that did count as a camera spotting me. That was the one time it did happen. So let's see what the grade says. A+, 24 minutes, 6 seconds, kill the snitch under surveillance, psycho surgery here. Not the best time in the world, but hey, I'm out of practice on the trial. And also have my you know, escalation mind on. It did count. Wow, just that brief moment still gives me a detected, but not enough to knock us down. We also stepped on glass, but that is cut off from the evaluation here. I swear to God, every trial I've done in this event, I've destroyed 10 cameras, and it is not intentional. That is quite funny. Of course, we have completed the catalog already and have a decent amount of tokens left over from escalation, so we don't need to worry about those. But that is going to be it for this video, you guys. We'll be back for, I think it's either Cleanse Dwarf to Grind the Bad Apples next. I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, don't forget to smash the like button down below. Did I forget to say that when I hit it at the snit at the start? I don't remember. Maybe I did. If I did, oops. But yeah, don't forget to subscribe as well if you haven't already. Big shout out to all of my channel members whose names will be popping up on the screen now, especially those in the Reborn Reagent tier. So shout out to Mr. Crypt in particular. If you'd like to support the channel by becoming a member, then click the join button down below the video. And yeah, I will see you guys probably not until tomorrow for the next trial. I need to let this voice rest a bit more. All right, see you guys later. Peace.